Hey y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have the Holiday Collection by Night Owl Lacquer. These are available starting today. I'll link Night Owl Lacquer's storefront and social media down below. These were sent to me for review, and this is a 5-piece collection full of glitters and jewel tones. I'll go ahead and get to the swatch stamp and review. So first up is Bling It New Year, and this is described as a silver polish packed with silver holographic glitters and shreds and white micro flakies. So really pretty, very silver with a lot of that scattered hollow going in. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how Bling It New Year swatched on my natural nail. So here is one easy coat. This one was quite sheer for me. I think it would also make an amazing topper, especially over darker colors. It did go on nice and smooth and evenly, just a little bit sheer, so I'll let this dry and come back in for a second coat. So here is a second coat. I am going to go in with a nice thick second coat to help build up that base shimmer. That silver shimmer is what's going to make this one get opaque. At 2 coats, I can still see quite a bit of nail line, so I'll let this dry and then come back in for a third. And again, I'm going to do a nice thick third coat here. And it doesn't bring this one completely opaque, but it does give nice coverage. I think for complete opacity, you could do a 4th coat or maybe even sponge method. I really liked how it looked at 3 coats though. So here is a look at the completed mani before top coat. This one does dry down really glossy, not textured at all. This is a view from another angle in direct sunlight with top coat, and this looks like crushed diamonds on the nail. Super pretty. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle under artificial lighting. I'm not going to stamp test this one. So next up is Twinkling Lights, and this is described as a glitter bomb with red, silver, and green hollow micro glitters, holographic rainbow glitter, and crystal rainbow glitter, and rainbow iridescent micro glitters. So lots of different glitters going on in there. I love how the colors kind of resemble Christmas lights, colored Christmas lights. So I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how Twinkling Lights applied as a topper. I'm using it over Zoya's Willow today at just 1 coat. This is a nice, beautifully dense topper. I don't think it'll really get opaque on its own unless you sponge method apply it. I love it as a topper though. So this is a look at the completed mani before top coat. This is another one that dries down fairly glossy. Here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with top coat. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle under artificial lighting. So next up is a Meet Me Under the Mistletoe, and this is described as a bright red shimmery polish with a red holographic micro glitter and green to gold iridescent glitter. So this is a bright flaming red. I love that touch of metallic in the base. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how Meet Me Under the Mistletoe swatched on my natural nail. So here is the first coat. These polishes do have that perfect, not too thick or too thin formula. It just goes on really smoothly and evenly. At 1 coat, this one is a little bit sheer. I can still see a tiny bit of nail line there, so I'll let this dry and then come back in for another coat. So here is a quick second coat. I'm going to do a nice thick coat here, and this is going to build this one up completely opaque. All of that metallic in there combined with the hollow and the iridescent, just it makes it glow off the nail. This is so super pretty and fiery, especially if you love red. This is probably one of my top picks. So here's a look at the completed mani before top coat. This is another one that dries down fairly glossy. Here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with top coat. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle under artificial lighting. So really quickly, I'll show you how Meet Me Under the Mistletoe stamped over white cardstock. So this did a pretty good job. You do get all of that red pigment, not so much the red glitters. I'll also show you how it stamps over black. This is my black DRK matte. You're not going to get as much pop over black. It did still show up a little bit, and you do get more of that glitter. So next up is My Love for You is Evergreen, and this is described as a shimmery green polish with gold color shifting flecks, green micro flakies, and green hollow micro glitter. So this gives a very flaky, small tiny flaky finish. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how My Love for You is Evergreen swatched on my natural nail. So this is another one with a really impeccable, really easy 2-coat formula. It goes on nice and smooth, really evenly. Just a little bit sheer here, so I will let this first coat dry and then come back in for a second. So here is my second coat, and this is just going to deepen it up a tiny bit and just bring it completely opaque. So here's a look at the completed mani before top coat. This is another one that dries down pretty glossy. I think this one's going to look amazing at matte as well. Here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with top coat. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle under artificial lighting. So next I'll show you how my Love For You is evergreen stamped over white cardstock. Again, it did a pretty good job. You get nice, all that pigment. It did have a little bit of trouble picking up the smaller details. I'll also show you how it stamps over black. Again, you're not going to get much pop over black, but you do get some of that glitter and a little bit of that pigment. So lastly today I have Sugar Plum Dreams, and this is described as a blurple base with a bright violet shimmer, iridescent micro glitter, and white micro flakies. I think this one is my #1 top pick. That violet shimmer is just so delicate and pretty, and I love the flakes. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how Sugar Plum Dreams swatched on my natural nail. So here is one easy coat. You can already see that violet shimmer kind of sticking out on the top of the nail. One coat is quite sheer though, so I will let this dry and then come back in for a second coat. Please excuse those little fuzzies or pieces of cotton ball. I didn't even notice them until I was editing this video. So here's a nice thick second coat, and this will bring this one completely opaque for me. I think this is going to be another that looks amazing matte. The flakes in here are really delicate, really pretty. So here is a look at the completed mani before top coat. This one is going to dry down a tiny bit textured due to those flakies, so a good top coat will help smooth that out. Here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with top coat. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle under artificial lighting. So really quickly, I'll show you how Sugar Plum Dreams stamped over white cardstock. This is going to give you a little bit of pigment. It picked up the details really nicely. I'll also show you how it stamps over black, and this combination is just magical. I love how shimmers stamp. The shimmer is really going to stand out more than the base coat here. So that wraps up my swatch stamp and review of the holiday collection available now from Night Owl Lacquer. If you'd like to see more photos, I do have those available on my blog at sloppyswatches.wordpress.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.